I just show up and he's got full gear on. He goes, "I'm spraying death." I'm like, "All right, I'll see you in the
I was
house."
poisoning the house.
I was wondering what he meant by full gear.
Everything died.
I had a face mask and
I also have to sign back in D&D Beyond. Okay.
And Grenada.
What?
Das Vidania. Welcome back, everybody. We've done it. We win.
Yay!
So Eastmark was just recently telling you guys about what plans we could have to get to Sarpool. Now, does anybody want to bring up what we were talking about with this plan, or what did we have anything we wanted to add to it, or was there anything particular that we were dead set on trying to do? And I know that we had two options to take Irina, and we wanted to make sure we discussed them properly with Gerhardt, because he was off peeing in the corner a while ago.
It was a long pee.
I'm well hydrated. Fuck you.
This picture of the water boy.
Yeah.
H2O. I have nothing else other
Do you
than
remember
Circle
the
Vistani.
locations? Do you remember the locations you were offered to go to?
Well, there was the one city with the walls,
Yeah,
and then
the
there was the temple, the Abbey of Saint Markovia,
Yes.
and then I have Serpool.
So Valaki was the place that that Eastmark originally wanted to take Irina. He felt Valaki was safer than being here in Barovia. However, you just recently heard from the church guy, whatever his name is. Donovich. You just recently heard from Donovich that there may be an even better place called the Abbey of St. Markovia, which is further out, but it's been around longer. It has stone walls. It's a small village that's walled into the building. He hasn't been there in a very, very long time, but he did reiterate that he feels like it might be a much safer place to take Irina.
How far are they apart from each other?
That's unknown.
Okay.
The villages have not really been in contact with each other in a long time. The only people that travel the roads are the Vishnani.
So Donovich. Okay. Well, we didn't ask him, so it doesn't matter. But since we haven't taken off yet, I think we could ask him, because I do have that map that I'm making, and that side thing or whatever. So we could make a map of it, so that we could know some idea. So if the brother knows where Wallachia is, and Donovich knows where the Saint Markovich is, then we should be able to figure it out, right? With the map.
You may be able to kind of surmise where the abbey is located.
Just to have a plan
Valaki.
B. Yeah, just to have a plan B in case
He
one.
knows it's further out. He just doesn't remember how far.
Okay. Just like a general direction.
Yes.
Okay.
As we imagine.
Yeah, and I do have a quill, so I can do it.
Did we figure out what the blessing of the morning Lord does?
The blessing of the morning Lord?
Yeah.
For what? Did something happen?
When we buried Erna.
Oh, that's right. He was going to perform it was a ritual, the rite of the blessing of the morning Lord.
I wasn't sure if we got lost or anything.
You're just already buff.
Wah, wah.
He wanted to perform the ritual in the morning and bury the body. That's what it was. And he prays while the sun rises, essentially. And, while he isn't super loud or flamboyant with this ritual, he isn't overtly quiet about it either. He just says some prayers and things like that, asking for the morning Lord's blessing to protect them and their family, and to bring peace to the family that lost their loved one and other things like that. Prior to that time, you were inside the church, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because one person went with Erna, one person went with
Irina?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was a reason I had to say that. I don't remember.
You snuck off.
That's right. Didn't you want to free the sun in the basement?
Yeah, that's what happened.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Being the only one inside the church, you do have lockpick tools, yes?
I'm a criminal.
You have a lockpick set
Ooh, check.
for thieves tools?
Fiona Apple over here.
I know Darius can do it. He's a man of many talents.
Somehow.
You do not.
I do not.
Okay.
He's a city guard.
Well, you'd have to smash
wasn't
the
always
lock
a
to
city
get
guard,
it off
exactly.
somehow. Or cast a spell knock.
Neat backstory. My sleight of hand's really high. I don't have lockpicks though.
You know, I just recently realized that the spell knock is actually like really good for doors that don't have handles or keyholes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that until the other day. I was reading through another book. It's like if you cast knock, it'll open this door. And I was like, oh. I was like, that makes so much sense. All right, so you snuck off and you've gone over to the door. You can hear the sound of somebody underneath while you're kind of fiddling with the lock, and you hear, who is that? Who's there? Have you come to free me? I'm so hungry. Please, you have to understand my father. He's trying to kill me.
Yeah, there's food up here when you're ready.
You can make a insight check. Insight, yes. So certain things that you guys like, if you don't trust somebody, or you think somebody's lying, or
17.
not telling you the whole truth, like this guy is, you can make an insight check anytime you want. You just tell me insight, and you roll, and I'll say, well, what are you trying to insight from this? What are you trying to infer? And we'll play it out from there, and then continue the conversation, and then you can just kind of know in your head. I don't really trust what he's saying, but you have to go by the dice roll after that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if you try to make an inference before you realize that somebody's lying, and then you fail it, and you're like, oh, must be telling the truth. You have to go with it.
Yep.
That's the thing. Unfortunately.
Goes both ways.
I've been convinced.
Yeah. The words that he's said are very. It just sounds like he's been repeating them forever. You know. It's too easy to tell that. This is just lines he's feeding you. You know. And you said there's lots of food up here.
There's lots of food up
It's
here.
like, of course. I mean, if you could do anything, just come down here. Bring something to me if you can. Anything, please. All you have to do is get the key from my father. He keeps it hidden in a book.
Okay, well, thanks for that. You hang tight.
I shall. What was your name?
Emil.
Emil. Emil, of course. Emil.
I was gonna say, please do it. Please do it. I was gonna be so disappointed if you didn't.
So you just walk away after that?
Yep.
Cam, I'm digging the Unabomber vibe you got going on right now.
Oh, yeah, so I got prescription sunglasses for the first time ever, and I'm trying to accustom my ears to the new style of wings.
Gotcha.
Because there's always like that fitting to
Yeah,
it where it starts
yeah.
to rub your shit raw for a little while, and you just kind of have to power through it.
Gotta build up callus to the malice.
Otherwise, they're very comfortable.
Gotcha.
And my vision is fucking great now.
Nice. I'll have good vision one day.
One day.
One day.
When the future is here.
When you remember to make an eye blinker.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
the future soon.
Well, like, it's, I don't know if I trust, they want me to get LASIK. And by they, I mean my wife. And I'm like, I'll probably do it eventually, but I don't know if I'm from downstate. I have a little nervousness about smaller towns, so like even Gaylord is a little smaller for me to trust my eyes to, but I'm getting over it.
Yeah.
Or they're
Maybe in
not
3 years.
You're just get solid snake.
Yeah.
Things that make me weak and strange get engineered away. Have you ever heard that song?
No.
It's gonna be the future soon.
Sounds like it.
What's his name? That's fine. You'd like it. It's coming.
It's so obscure you don't even remember it.
I can't remember. He made the Portal song.
Oh, okay.
Did they do something about Portal in the new one? Like a remaster or something?
They never waste their time. They make too much money selling the old Portal. Same way Mario. The same way Nintendo resells Mario over and over again. The OG Mario game.
It's Valve though. Like, I don't think they make more money, and I don't think they remaster their old stuff.
Valve also does not make third entries in series.
No, never.
I don't understand that concept.
Someday we'll have Half-Life.
No,
They've
you won't.
made other Half-Life stories. They
Yes,
just
but it will
haven't-
never be Half-Life 3.
But I don't understand why we need a Half-Life 3. Half-Life 2 ends.
That's the second half.
Like they just imply that Gordon Freeman has more to do.
Yeah,
but there isn't anything to do.
They're just gonna put him on ice again until the next time the G-Man defrosts.
Yeah,
him.
like Master Chief style.
Exactly.
Jesus.
I wanted Left
Your
4 Dead
darkest
3.
hour.
That's what I wanted. Left 4 Dead
What we
3.
need is a guy in
Yeah,
mildly
same
functioning
here.
power armor
And
with a
not-
crowbar.
And not what's the other
Doomslayer?
No,
what
that's
was the
Dark
one
Ages.
that they came
Yeah,
up with
the-
on the side? Back for Blood.
Back.
Oh,
I didn't care for that game.
Oh yeah, I tried that. That was kind of.
I don't like the
kind of
loadout stuff. I just want to play a game where I'm killing zombies. Anywho,
Anywho,
yes.
to business.
anymore. That's my friend Violet says.
Just any of them.
Anyways, guys, you all come back in from the ritual, and you see Dwindle just chilling inside. What are you doing at all? Anything? Just kind of waiting around at all? Nothing? Just hanging out?
Did we meet Raja?
Oh. Rahadi?
Yeah, I would have been there for that.
Yeah, he was there for the fight, but
Okay.
Assuming that I wasn't literally peeing in the corner the entire time.
I think
he
you
was
were.
like
Most of it.
Most
he was
of
like
the day.
kind of a darkish skinned, pointy-eared man.
Yeah.
And every time he got nearby, you could hear screaming. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Anywho, Irina seems to be more at ease now that her father has been laid to rest. And her and Ismark turn to you guys. Well, we're ready. If you are. Now's the time to go.
But go where?
To Sarpool. Correct.
Yes.
We need to be able to get a caravan, something safe. Now, I did suggest that we could potentially pay the Vishtani for a ride there, but I don't really have anything to offer them.
What do they like?
I think someone was going to make a suggestion for them.
Money, jewels, food, anything of good value, really. They love to trade. They love anything shiny, and you could see by the way they decorate themselves. They'll wear anything bright and colorful. Whatever you can offer, and don't offer much because you may need it later.
How far away is that winery, that wine place that has the good stuff?
Oh, the winery.
The ale.
Yeah.
The
They'd
Wizard
prob-
of Wines.
Yes, they'd probably trade for that, wouldn't they?
Well, they ship it around. They already have access
okay.
to it.
Never mind.
The Vishtani are the ones who deal with all the trade here in Barovia.
So
Because
what
it's
do we-
not safe for anybody on the roads.
What would we have that they don't have access to?
Any artifacts, jewels, magic items, something. Just they like riches.
Great
They like
conversation.
being paid. Stories are probably not one of the things they wish to trade. They have many of them. You
That's
can
really
ask a
unfortunate.
Vishtani. You can ask a Vishtani how his day was and get 10 different answers.
Well, shoot. You can't go to Sirpool without something to bargain with. You guys have any ideas?
You can't go to Sarapul without something to bargain with the Vistani with. We could make our own preparations.
How good are you with carpentry?
This looks like the hands of a carpenter.
Do these?
And he holds up 8 fingers.
All on one hand.
No, 6
His name is Amigo Mentally.
I mean, if anything, I have my father's antiques, things that I've stored. I can potentially trade, but was hoping to hold on to them in exchange for a wagon.
Well, there's nothing saying you have to get rid of all of them in one go. We could sort through them, see what looks valuable, what you can't part with, and then negotiate based on
Of course.
the remainder there.
Of course.
Do we know where
No,
they're
absolutely.
camped? Where the Steiner camp?
Well, there's the Stair Pool, and then there's another encampment, I believe, further north. They do as they like. They have free roam here, you see, as they are servants of the Strahd. I'm not exactly afraid of them, per se. As I said, if you have fair trade for passage, I'm sure they would allow it. I know where we can go speak to them. You could head to the bar. That's where they always congregate.
Let's do that.
Well, if the ones currently in the bar are employees of the Strahd,
We just assume they are.
good general rule of thumb.
Oh, don't tell them anything you don't want him to know.
If I cast comprehend languages and we go to the bar, maybe we'll pick something up.
I
That
mean,
could help.
it doesn't give you the. Does that give you the ability to speak the language? You just get to
Just
understand
understand
it
it.
incoming. Okay.
Understand the literal meaning of any language you see or hear.
If it's the literal meaning, does it ruin poetry for you?
It's sarcasm.
I mean, there's also the possibility of maybe finding some sort of brigands out there that would have something worth trading that we could perhaps take back or liberate. It's hard to really grasp the full nature of what goes on outside these walls with
But you know what goes on inside of them. So do you know of anybody who might have perished around here that maybe has property they're no longer needing that we could liberate? Or perhaps somebody who already has a wagon that has passed on and could use a gang of strapping young men such as ourselves to take that off of their hands.
I will look through my father's files and see if I can find anything about anybody that's recently passed. Well, actually, Donovich. Anyone recently that's been buried in their family home? Any names? And he goes, oh, well, there is the elder of the house dag. He's recently died. Last month or so. He was buried by a young woman. I think of no real relation. Perhaps it was a neighbor. Yes, Dag. I haven't seen the Dag residence family in a while. Perhaps their home is empty. We could go investigate. Oh, yes, yes. There's been a large disappearance of children as of late in the city. I've had many people come and confess and cry to me. They say they had come as almost as if they'd woken from a daze, and their children had been gone, their homes ransacked, destroyed. Because I'd heard such things as well, but typically it's hard to muster people to get together to investigate such things. And the unfortunate disappearance of children is in a world such as this, it's difficult to nail down what's exactly happening. Well, perhaps we can put to task these fine gentlemen to figure out what's happening. We don't have the time, man. We only have a few hours before that scoundrel Rahadim returns. The next eve. Tell you what, as soon as we get back, perhaps if we have need from Valaki, I will rally some people from there to come back to Barovia and solve the issue. I suppose that is the hope that of which we can wait. Yes.
have any books with maybe the local families or anything?
Those records of death here.
I have to go through my father's study. I'm sure there's something.
I can show you a book of dead people if you wish.
Yes,
Names and
yes,
things.
let's see that book.
Hands it to you.
Pictures of dead people.
Yes. So it's not just it's not just a list of things. It's also like his Bible, the sun god kind of stuff, like his like prayers, teachings, other things like that. And he has like all this stuff inside of it that like lists like things like in the margins and other stuff like that, and tidings that he's received with dates and other stuff like that. You can see that after a certain point though, like he just like kind of quit writing in it after a certain date. You're not really sure like how far it goes. It could be up to date. You do see the name though that he mentions Dag family stuff, and everything else is kind of like really far apart dates at times and stuff like that. So like the Dag one is kind of recent, probably the most recent one.
Any notes, keys, anything like that?
There's nothing in this book, unfortunately.
Well, at least we have a lead.
For you?
He's going to be wandering off to go talk to more strangers out the window.
That's ridiculous.
Suddenly obsessed with books, I see.
Oh, yeah. Very learned man.
Let's
And these books are
Irina,
made
let
for
us
regular
convene
sized
at
people, so it's
let us
huge
convene
on
at the
there.
manor and let's head see what else we can find. I'll point you in the right direction to the to the Dag family house on the way out. All right.
Sure. And then would you be able to kind of let me know the exact location of the temple that you were talking about? The
Abbey of St. Margaret?
yeah, Abbey of St. Maccabi.
I may.
Here's this map I've got so far. I mean, just show me where it's at.
I don't really know where the abbey's at. I know where Valaki is. Or Valaki.
I thought so.
Are you talking to Donovich?
I'm talking to Donovich.
Oh, Donovich. Oh, Donovich.
Let's see here now.
Let me double check the map here so I don't accidentally tell you the wrong info.
I'll just make a note. Told me the right info.
Told you the correct thing.
Adequate work has been done here.
Hey, you know who had a carriage? Rodney.
Oh,
Someone's upset with him.
I'll go apologize. He'll give us a ride on his carriage. It'll be great.
Did you ever get your sword back?
I did. It came right back.
He's got that Thor.
I was gonna say.
He like looks at your handmade map and he goes, "Do you have like Valaki like written down on there?"
Yeah, because I would have got that from.
So you kind of have an idea. The only thing is you don't know like the design of the old Svalich road on the map. But like he kind of goes and he points like way up in the corner. He's like,
In this area is a city known as Crescent. That is where the abbey is.
Thank you. I make note.
But you have to go past a lake. Lake Zarovich? I know it's one of them.
All right.
That's
Make
the
note
only
of that.
lake I know of up there, unfortunately. That I remember.
all the time while you guys are doing this, his son in the basement has been just screaming, and I've just been glossing over it.
Waiting
He's
for
just
his
kind of
savior
he's kind
to
of like
come down there.
he's like not in panic mode about it anymore. He's just kind of
Just
like,
as the constant
Yeah.
background noise.
Father, it hurts. That's all you just like hear, like constantly.
Thank you for your information. I appreciate it.
Of course. There are many other places and landmarks across the way as well, but I'm sure you'll see as you come to them. I believe Valaki is a much shorter distance, though. You may not wish to go the whole way, but it may be worth your time.
Okay, good to know.
Is Valaki sort of on the way to the monastery There. Okay, so
Yeah.
we could
So we could hit one and then
go
to
to
the others back
Valaki. If we decide it's not for us, we move along.
Right.
Well, he's got its own
That's what I was trying to
faults.
figure out is like where are they between each other? But this makes more sense.
Perfect. As the slightly drunken crow flies.
Just be wary. Castle Ravenloft comes first on your trek,
For anything else.
and much more follows the roads in that area.
Plenty of traffic.
And you can see Castle Ravenloft is nearby.
Yeah.
Like,
We can see the peaks in the distance
yeah,
and all.
yeah, beyond the mountain here. Or the hills that are here. Very large hills, almost mountainous, but not mountainous. If you there are mountains like to the west. There's actually one big mountain to the west that you guys have noticed. It stands out. I mean, it's a pretty big mountain.
To Dag?
If you wish to know more about the landscape, I would speak to the Strahd as they travel these roads often. Perhaps there's someone in your destination that may be able to help if given the right price.
That's a good hint. I appreciate that.
Well, it's a solid start as an amateur cartographer. I'd say we go case this Dagovich place. Just take a circle around it, see if anything looks worth anything. If anybody's going to be upset if it walks away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast comprehensive languages first, because that's a concentration.
Okay, if you cast that though, your oh no, yeah, 8 hours. I was gonna say your suggestion's already over with. He won't
Yeah.
show up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and it's breaks once he's completed it.
Did this guy only come through at night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he only showed up at night.
I wonder what he was doing when the suggestion wore off. Like he's just sitting in his study reading a book, and he's like, "Damn it!"
That's what I like to picture whenever suggestion comes out.
Actually, I wrote you guys something for your last time on D&D.
Oh, did you?
If you want to read it.
Dear Diary, Rahadin here, as you know. I met the most insufferable fools ever. You wouldn't even believe. First off, they just seemed to show up out of nowhere. Annoying. All I wanted to do was please our Lord Strahd Master and best friend and warrior figure, a cliff diving buddy, and all around good friend, but no. These guys just had to go and make things difficult. Just when I thought I was going to take that strange girl away from that wretch, these guys literally stopped me. Me! I'm not someone to tussle with. I'll say as much and I'll know... And I know you know, Diary, I was not impressed. Well, maybe a little impressed when they threw that sword at me. Jeez, did that hurt. And I was so totally not impressed by getting charmed and suggested to leave. Can you believe that, Diary? Me, a dusk elf, charmed. Whatever. They weren't so tough that now that I think about it, but maybe next time I see them, oh, and there's a sad face. Next time I see them, I'll definitely find out more about them. Did not capitalize the I. I need to. They have the girl. Yours forever, Rahadin. P.S. I hope Strahd wasn't watching. Squeak.
Oh,
Stop, he did not put squeak.
He did put squeak.
Happy birthday.
Oh my god,
Thank
with
you.
a little
Thank you very much.
squinched anime face. And there's a heart.
squinch anime face. Only millennials do that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a very young dusk elf, although I don't know.
Early
what that-
texting was still around.
Yeah.
I was gonna pretend that you guys left the city and found a scrap of paper on the ground that looked like it was torn out of a book.
Just happened to, that's wonderful.
But I didn't realize how far into the town we were still at until I started, and I was like, this will work now.
Still like it.
That was my.
It's a nice touch.
That was my attempt on last time at D&D. I forgot we had to catch Cameron up.
Stumbling upon Rahadin's diary fragment would have been pretty great. Yeah, okay.
Anyways, there you go.
So unless anybody else has anything to ask this very nice but extremely long-winded old man, we can be about the business, go check out the Dag residence.
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me. Dwindle. Give you a business to conduct that maybe doesn't involve talking to maniacs through doors.
That's good.
Who's doing that? Who's talking? No. I don't know what you're saying.
Could have just commanded him to open.
That might have been bad for you, though.
Also true.
Right, it could have turned out to be a broom closet.
Oh, man. The flashbacks.
can still hear the
Yeah.
rustle of the bristles in my sleep.
Didn't the church have something that the Vishtani wanted?
No.
It was a shopkeep.
It was a
one,
shopkeeper.
one of the
Shopkeep.
symbol
Wanted
of
the icon of
the Morning
it was
Lord.
the Morning Lord symbol.
Okay.
But he deals with the Vishtani.
I mean,
The shopkeeper does? Yeah, by necessity.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They're the only ones bringing in new stuff.
Would you close it?
Yes. Damn you. There, got it.
I just don't want the cat going in.
And I just didn't want to have to get up.
True. Okay, so as you guys head back, Eastmark and Irina go back to the house to finish preparation. He says he'll meet you there when you're done. He points you in the direction of the Dag house, and he's off. And you guys split from here. You end up coming to like a little hovel hall, one-story building. You can see the windows have been all boarded up completely, and the door is closed. You come up to the stoop of the porch, and you can see that it hasn't been used in quite some time. It's quite dirty here. You can see the overgrown weeds come up along the sides of the base of the wall of the base wall of the building, the structure. Other than that, the building seems fine. Like it's not dilapidated or anything. Make perception checks.
13.
10.
13, 10.
There it is.
Natural 20.
Nice.
16.
Okay, so all of you
Straight.
hear the sound of sobbing coming from inside the house.
Oh, good.
You can hear.
It sounds like a person sobbing?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever qualifies for people these days.
Right. In this context,
In this,
In quotes.
we sense the lexicon around here is kind of fun.
Do we want to do the direct approach and knock, or do we want to sneak in?
Oh, 100% sneak in. I don't think we need to. I mean, if any of you remember the Durst manna, we walk into a room where there's the sound of crying, and suddenly it gets to be very unpleasant. So we check things out first.
Okay, sounds good. Look in the windows, see.
See
Well, I
if
know
they're
you said a
wet.
lot of them are boarded up. We'll see if there's any holes, any way to look inside, pinpoint where the noise is coming from.
so you can. It's
Okay.
boarded up pretty well. There's no way to look inside. Do you check the door?
Well, we watch around it. We can't see inside. Can't quite place where the sound's coming from. You wanna
Yeah.
Break it in and see what happens.
No other entrances, no other options. Yeah, if we would check and see if the door's locked, and
Door is not locked.
okay, the door is open. Okay, well, unlocked anyways. Well, you guys just want to walk in the front door?
After you, good
I-
sir.
Yeah, I'm walking in the front door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trounce right through.
Yep.
Okay. When you go inside, you see it's relatively normal in here. The house doesn't seem to have been disturbed in quite some time. Bits of like old furniture are kind of lined up in here, but it's not like the house was like well kept. But you can tell it's like got that like old person smell to it kind of thing. Like it hasn't like whoever was living here was probably like the last person to live here.
Mothballs and
Yeah,
Werthers.
However, you hear a sound coming from like the back of the building, from inside. The sobbing definitely is inside the building. You can hear somebody in another room somewhere on the side. The entry room that you guys are kind of inside of is like a little table, some chairs, and it's got like a coffee table and stuff. And there's like an old vase on there that seems to be like handmade with like a dead set of flowers in it. There's a rug down below that appears to be like some sort of like special design. Like this rug probably like was like something that's not Barovian in origin. And other than that, you guys see a doorway in front of you with a door that's shut, and then a doorway to the right without a door. It sounds like the sobbing is coming from further into the house.
We're gonna go check out the sobbing.
I think we establish what the source of that is first, and yeah, make sure the rest of the house is safe after that.
See if we can find any more besides a carpet and a vase. Vase?
It's a very nice base.
Very nice vase.
You want to investigate?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Roll investigation.
Okay.
Didn't see that
Is
coming.
that everybody or just?
Everybody can.
Okay.
Who's in here? Who wants to investigate?
I would absolutely love to roll investigation because that is a strong suit of mine, I believe.
Mine plus 0 is 17.
Yeah, 24.
Wow. Okay. You're not doing it.
11.
Oh, good enough. The vase looks nice, but you guys notice that rug is actually kind of potentially expensive.
Mm.
The door in front of you guys has no lock on it. It is just a knob. The room side to your right appears to be what looks like a kitchen that has not been used in a long time. It's relatively bare, aside from a set of knives that sit on the table. And that's kind of it.
No, do these knives look like anything special? No, just your run-of-the-mill.
In fact,
Cutting
they're
implements?
relatively old looking and dull.
No other food we could take for scraps?
Doesn't seem like there's a larder here
Okay.
or anymore. Is that?
Yeah, I smelled it too. I
Yeah.
got one
Is
right
that
by me. I
cat?
don't know if it's this one.
It would be her typically. Yeah, it's under her feet. She steps in her own shit.
Oh.
That's why. Oh my god, she's covered in shit. Claire? Oh, thanks. Wow, yeah, there's poop on the floor.
Uh-oh.
Claire!
Well, marshmallow.
She was sitting on the couch for that was clean. Must have just happened.
Be an interesting die roll for like a wabbajack type weapon. You literally just roll one of each die.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and the percentile die just determines like whether or not it hits
Right.
correctly. Like it could fizzle out. So all of this is damage, and then this is some random effect.
Or it could be the percentages, does it hit or not, and then each one of those, like if it hits and each one of these effects take place, each die stands for a different damage type or
Yeah.
charm type or...
You're combining. Honestly, the only good way to get that to work would be like a fill-in Excel table.
Yes.
Pretty much. You'd have to have like a calculation running.
Right.
Once
To
you
be able
do,
to use this
like
right.
area of effect or like where it's going, the direction it's going.
So kind of like blast template shifting in Warhammer.
Yeah, like one would be like the type, like the shape of the damage, and the other one would be the type of damage, how much damage, if it hit at all. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be kind of wild. Yeah, you could use the lower denomination dice for just determining effects, and then the higher denomination dice are the damage dice.
Paper towels in the hallway. There's some right there.
I've got some over here.
Does anyone play Dark and Darker while we're?
No.
I think she
It's like an extraction shooter, but more D&D based. Like the map for it is grid based like this, and it has the same D&D classes, and it's just terribly hard. Only learned about it like last week, and I put 40 hours into it in a week.
Oh no.
I know there's a
I've been doing that with RimWorld. It's been sucking up my...
RimWorld?
Yeah.
RimWorld. Oh, good.
Yep.
We were just talking about Excel spreadsheets.
Yep.
So you pulled out an Excel spreadsheet game.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Yeah. RimWorld, Factorio is really big on that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Avorion, the space exploration game.
After the
Higher
intermission,
empire
though.
management. Absolutely spreadsheet time.
Yep.
So now that the washing the cat intermission is over,
Sometimes
Thank you,
watch
Claire.
ads.
Thank you.
what are we doing now?
You were leveling us up again, I think?
No.
Oh.
Were you
We're
going to go
gonna
through the
go
door?
Good try.
I was
Are you going to go through the door?
Yes,
Steal
so-
the rug.
Okay.
With the preponderance of ghost activity, Gerhardt would walk over to the counter where that knife, are they just like knives in a block, or are they just sitting
Yeah.
there in a pile? Okay.
It's
He would take
set
the
of
knife.
4 knives in a block.
He would take the knife block. Is the front door still open?
Mhm.
He he would throw them out the front door.
She just yeets these knives
Yeah,
outside.
he throws the block with the knives in it out the front door. Yeah.
Scatter across
If
the
anybody's
street.
looking at him questioningly, he'd shrug and go, "Look, poltergeists don't need more ammo."
Fair
A
point.
little kid runs up and picks one up. Oh my god! Runs away, trips on a knife block. Oh my god!
That's Barovia.
Yeah,
Well-
Das Barovia.
completely unfazed. Well,
The old lady just picks up the kid, keeps going.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Ah, another one for a pass.
The
Another
crows
pie- another
just
pie.
fly, the crows just fly down and pick him up.
the crows are working for the weird pie lady. Dear diary, today I learned.
Can't believe you guys would be so mean to her. What has she done besides sell you tasty pastries?
Made out of
Pretty
who
sure those
the fuck
pastries are
knows
made
what.
out of children.
I
I'm
don't.
fine with that.
Why would you think that?
I just,
I
putting two and
never
two-
gave you a
putting
single.
which two and
which
two
one of us-
together.
Which one of
instance.
us ate the pastry?
Me.
Was
This
it you?
guy.
Yeah.
I bought more too.
He keeps getting blessed every day.
Yeah, with whatever blood magic resides in children meat.
There could be a
It's
scientific.
delicious.
There could be a scientific explanation to that because.
Yes, the scientific explanation is that veal tastes good.
Well, no, because there's brown fat on kids and they don't exist in adults. So brown fat would give you extra energy.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
This sounds like something you put like, I don't know. I
Anyways.
think I'm at it.
You should
So-
have pulled that thread.
So, so you pull the rug up, you move the table out of the way, pull the rug up, right? You dump the flowers out, take the vase.
Yes.
Yeah. The sobbing doesn't stop. It doesn't seem to really like notice your noise in this room because you guys aren't exactly being quiet.
No, but we did say. I think we did say we were going to check out the noise before we grab this stuff, though.
Yeah,
I do think
Absolutely.
Oh,
So
okay.
you could roll the rug and set the vase off to the
We're
side.
gonna. Yeah, to the side. We're not going to hold it and be like, "Hey, we're just shopping."
Yeah.
If this grieving grandchild or something
Right,
comes down the
right.
stairs,
Alright,
what
who
are you
wants to
doing
open
with
the-
grandfather's
Who's going to
things?
check the door, or open the door, or peer through the door?
I'll open the door.
Yep, we send the armor brick.
Throw it open. When you open the door and you let the light come in through the room, there's a woman sitting against the wall holding a doll, and she's just like petting it, and she's just sobbing. And this doll is relatively malformed, kind of ugly looking. It's wearing like burlap
We're 100% sure it's a
like,
doll.
on it. Yes. It has like a really strange like leer on its face. Like, but she's like petting it, and she seems to be wearing like a hood of burlap as well, and like rags over her body. You can see her long hair like comes down through it, and she's just. It's kind of like she's got it like tied, so it's like two big ponytails like going to the side, whatever you call that style.
Just
Bob.
close the door.
Bob. He
Walk
just
away.
closes it. She doesn't even seem to really notice you.
Well, I explained to everyone what I just saw.
I am noping. I'm like, I'm not going back in there.
Perception check, by the way, Darius.
It's Barovia.
Like that's nightmarish.
1.
Ooh, natural 1. Give yourself inspiration. Yeah. So that's all you saw. You just open the door and then close it. There's nothing in there.
Can I roll insight to see if there was something in there and he's just in denial?
I mean, you can just. Darius just opened the door and closed it. He didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I think we just torched the place.
Just start
So you guys just watched Darius just open the door, and then he just closed the door, and then
Yeah.
turned around. That was kind of it.
And
Nothing in there.
Now you can insight.
I was to say, do I believe that
Yeah.
he believes what he's
Okay.
saying?
Does he actively
I
look
don't.
a little shell-shocked?
I totally believe what he's saying.
I mean, he's the voice of reason.
Yeah.
As
I
he
rolled an
eats
8.
another pie. How many of those pies do you have left?
I have 6.
You have 6. You should have less than that. You bought 7.
Yeah, and then I ate one at the funeral as well.
Try a little prince.
They're the only thing you want to eat, by the way.
That's fine. They're delicious.
You have to have 3 meals a day. Just
How ghoulish.
Oh, that's right. You saw her a second time. That's right. Now I remember why you
Let's
missed
give
out.
him more pies.
Yeah. She offered him a deal he wanted to refuse but didn't.
They're delicious. How could I refuse?
They're so good. Yeah.
I would check out the rest of the house to see if there's anything else of value in here.
Did you see anything of value in the room when you looked in?
Nope.
No? Okay. So I'll help you check
So I
the
guess
rest of the
all
house.
you found is a rug and a vase.
Alright.
Throughout the entire house.
That's all you've searched.
Big
Yeah,
empty
I mean
house.
we're gonna go.
Unless
it's
you
a-
want to go through the door that Darius closed.
Yeah. I mean, we don't
I
need a
have no
second
reason to
opinion.
doubt it.
I would trust him since all the stuff that we've been through so far. If he says
Right.
there's nothing in there, there's nothing in there.
The house seems a little bigger than this.
Yeah, and we can move on from here, yeah?
If you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into the other room where the lady's crying.
Oh, is that the only place we
That's
can
the
advance
only
to from here?
place,
Oh.
yes. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
There was
okay.
this dining room, the kitchen, and then there was a door. Darius opened it and then closed it. and said
Immediately.
nothing was there.
It seems weird they just have a completely empty room over there, like it wasn't furnished or anything.
Just if you don't believe me, check it yourself.
Perfect. So I'm gonna walk over and just gormlessly open the door
Okay,
wide.
and you
Like,
see this woman.
no attempt to sneak or anything.
You open it up and
Yeah.
the light spills into the room. You can make a perception check as well while I'm
Outstanding.
describing this. And this woman is leaned against the wall,
16.
holding a doll in a burlap sack with a leer on its face. It's kind of like malformed looking. She is wearing relatively hobble clothing, and in this room, it looks to be some sort of old like gathering room or study or living room, such a thing. And there is a shelf with what looks to be some sort of like ivory knickknacks on it in there, as well as a small lock box. There's a nice chair in here too that doesn't seem to have been touched in some time, but she just seems to have like made herself cozy against this wall, and she's just sobbing, and she just seems to gently speak to the doll, and you just hear her say, "Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude."
And she's not reacting to my presence whatsoever.
No, not really.
Okay, so I'm gonna slowly close the door most of the way,
Mm-hmm.
having backed out through the doorway for a second. And I'm gonna fix this guy with a look. Just, you said there was nothing in there.
I am not a clever man.
That's not nothing. It's not cleverness. There was a creepy crying woman holding a malformed doll thing.
Didn't look like anything to me.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, you said what I did was I
That
killed everybody
reaction
else.
is exactly what I was expecting.
Look, and you think that's weird given the context of everything else we've experienced in this godforsaken place. Okay.
Says the guy who threw out knives because he was worried about poltergeist. Yes, I think it's
because
weird.
I've learned lessons from being here.
A crazy-looking child crying over a doll. Color me a little suspicious.
Yeah, well, good.
I just thought you were telling the truth. I believed you.
I'm glad we're learning. Okay, so there are some things in there that look slightly valuable. I don't know if I strictly want to disturb her, but I could, and I don't remember. Let me take a look at my character sheet real quick. There it is. It's not impossible. Okay, I'm gonna push the door back open. She doesn't notice me the second time either.
As you do, and you just push it open, like.
I'm not flinging it open, but I'm pushing it open at like a
Just
regular
going back
time.
and forth in and out of the door. Doesn't
When
even,
you
like,
do-
raise her head.
When you do, finally, she kind of glances for a quick second, and then realizes there's people here.
Okay.
She stops sobbing, and you can hear her trying to compose herself in a way. Hello. Are you the new owners of this home? I apologize. I leave.
Yes, absolutely. But first, who are you?
Hi. My name is Mary. I'm just looking for my daughter.
You're looking for your daughter, so I heard you whispering the name Gertrude.
You heard that? I apologize.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to burst down on you if you're having a private moment.
I knew this home was empty.
So you came here to find some peace.
Yes.
Well, we are moving all of the important items out of the house, but you are welcome to stay here
Well, thank you. Thank you.
as the new owners. we'd like to grant you that permission.
You sound so different. You must not be a resident of Barovia.
No, we just moved into the neighborhood
Well then,
recently. Out of
Got a
town,
really good
looking
deal.
at real estate in the area. Lovely place for a
Planning
vacation.
to stay.
Jury's sort of out on where exactly we were staying. We're looking at properties in multiple places.
She gets up and she kind of, while clutching the doll, walks over to you. And how tall are you?
Gerhardt's pretty tall. He's like 6'4" or 6'5".
As long as she's like 5'4".
Yeah.
She looks at you and she looks you up and down. She's like, you seem very capable. She puts her hand like on your arm.
Okay, Gerhardt would just take like one smooth step back from that.
She doesn't seem like, she seems like she's maybe like in her like early 40s, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think to intrude. But perhaps you could help me find my daughter.
Well, actually, did you? Now, because we were all wrapped down, the kids having disappeared recently from this area. I would assume she's one of the grieving parents here. So, did your child disappear from Barovia Village recently?
A few weeks ago, she got into a fight with me. She's becoming a young woman now, you see, and she didn't wish to stay here. She sought a life greater than this. Wished to go to the castle. I warned her, told her not to. I fear she wished to put me in my place. She ran.
You said she may have gone to the castle?
She
Ravenloft?
She spoke of it, yes. I don't know if she did. It's a long trek for such a young lass, but
So,
I haven't seen her for weeks now.
All
now...
this talk of children is making me hungry.
He's gonna eat some of the pie. And he's like...
I haven't seen her.
That was good.
That was a good one. Look, we found Katrina. It's like a finger bone.
Oh my god, I recognize those bones.
Yeah, I recognize my daughter's exposed finger bones anywhere. Especially in this sweet Todd pie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I will have my shit together sometime this business week. Alright.
We bringing it back down.
See, Gertrude, she wishes to have a life greater than this. It's hard, it's difficult when you're a young person trying to make something of yourself. I told her it wasn't possible, but we had to do our best to survive here, to do what we can. Don't think she understood. I fear now that she may have left, and I fear for her life. I fear she's dead, and I fear she may be. She doesn't seem to be keeping it together at all.
No.
What's up with the doll?
This was once mine. I gave it to Gertrude when she was little. I fear I have no use for it anymore. She just hands it to you.
Alright. I gladly take it.
Yeah, when you take it, it looks at you.
Oh,
Oh no.
heard of you before.
Well, that was a power move, Dwindle. We'll see how that works out for you.
I will keep you in my barrel.
Do you examine it at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. You
Yeah.
find a tag that's frayed on the dress hem that says, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Okay.
Okay.
I know, man, they're in a dungeon that would love to see.
If you show it to my daughter, she'll remember it. And maybe she'll think of me and come home.
That could be useful. As I start grabbing the ivory things and putting them in the bag. Getting things together, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. We are the new owners of the
Yeah.
house as far as she's aware.
As
so-
if we belong there.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Alright.
There you go. Please add that to your inventory.
Oh yeah.
Malformed doll.
That looks at you. By the way, I don't know if I'd be keeping that in my hip pocket, my guy.
I love the show Chucky's.
Well, looks like Chucky loves you too. Congratulations. It's a match.
It's just Charles.
Womp womp.
You can't talk about children.
You want a kid meal?
It makes him hungry.
Delicious.
You did buy a grip of kids' meals.
Alright, we got all the stuff loaded up, so at least we have something to bargain with, and I guess we would go, do we want to bargain at the bar, or do we want to bargain at, the one place that Sir Pool?
Sir Pool, how far away is Sir Pool? Did we get a good sense of that?
It's a 3 days walk.
3 days of walking with an exposed arena. Like
3 nights that we couldn't defend her.
I think I said 3 days walk, or I said 3 day ride. I can't. Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, a 3-day ride would be a very different proposition because we don't have horses.
Yeah, it's just a 3 day walk.
Yeah. Okay. So it would make sense though to ford up with the Vishtani instead. I mean, the caravan's obviously kind of sketchy. They're reporting back to Strahd, and Rattle at a Ding Dong had said he was fetching her for his master, and there's only one like great master in this area. I would assume that's probably Strahd.
Oh, I was gonna go with the shopkeep, and you're probably right.
The shopkeep is an asshole, but I don't know if he's an evil master. I would I would suggest that we do try to sign on with one of the Vishtani caravans. If we talk to them, see if there's anybody looking to head out tomorrow. If we show them valuables, I bet they start speaking common really fast.
Let's do it.
Alright.
And you have comprehend languages, so
Yes,
you
I do.
could catch any byplay they have.
I will cast it when we're ready.
Yeah, if they're trying to talk in their native language behind our backs.
We'll say fucking well.
100%. Have you ever seen a hair salon or a nail salon?
Yeah.
50-year-old Filipino women talking shit about your hairline behind your back every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. You go to like a Korean nail salon or something
Yep.
like that. I've been to one once.
Mm-hmm. I used to get pedicures when I lived in the Springs. Really, really helped with boot foot, man.
I bet.
It's awesome. All right.
Okay.
So so we've cleared. Was there anything else that looked of value in that room other than the ivory figurines
No.
and apparently the doll that
Yes,
Wendell now has?
there was the lock chest.
Oh yes.
There was a locked chest.
There's a tiny little chest on the shelf.
Okay, excellent. I would like to go check that out personally, and the chest is definitely locked.
Yeah. It's like a tiny little. It looks like a jewelry box.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's locked with a tiny little lock.
Okay.
Like on the inside of it.
Remember, you have
You can smash it open.
thieves' tool. I mean, you can smash it open, but you might damage what's inside.
I have thieves' tools and a sledgehammer.
It doesn't really look like it's very sturdy. I mean,
Right.
it's just,
Okay. So if anybody has like a pry bar or something like that, we could probably break that lock open.
most likely.
I think I might have one of those too.
Okay, yeah, because you've just got a whole burglary kit.
Apparently.
I mean, if you want to try picking a lock, you can.
He's the dark side of the law. I think it would be less destructive whatever's in there. I mean, you won't jar it around too much, cracking it with a pry bar either.
I have a crowbar as well.
Excellent. Okay, so we can
Nice.
use the crowbar, but for now, let's leave off anything that doesn't make us look like the legitimate owners. Because, like, while she's not likely to have a coherent conversation with anybody, I still think we should probably leave that impression on the way out.
Yeah, we can crow in later.
We could just
Okay,
tell
sorry,
her to
we're-
leave. It is
We're,
our
we're
home.
kind of meta discussing what our character's going to do now, and I feel like that's a faux pas. So, yeah, instead, so I would pick up the chest, just tuck it under my arm, and walk to Mary and say, Mary, you are welcome to stay here for as long as you need to, okay? Take your time.
Oh, thank you. She tries to throw herself into your arms.
Yeah, I just kind of Toro, like bullfighter, swiveled to the side. So does she, yeah, okay.
No.
Hopefully she doesn't fall face
She
first.
steps past briefly, and she goes, the chair there. She goes to sit down.
Oh, the chair! There was a nice looking chair in the room.
Let's leave
Yes,
the
it
chair so Mary has somewhere to sit, shall we?
Your heart's getting too big.
Coming from the poverty monk.
To say, she throws herself at you twice, and now you wanted to have somewhere to sit.
Right. Well, I decided it wasn't going to be my lap almost immediately, so we moved along.
Could be
I'm
one
sure
of
we'll
those
get through just fine without the chair.
funny Barovian chairs where she teleports somewhere else.
She's
gets
in the
trapped
wolf.
in
She's
the
in the
attic of
wolf
the
room
moving
now.
house.
Yeah, she's poured it all the way back to the dirt manor.
Where'd she go?
She tipped on the chair.
That is
No
what
wonder it
happened.
was dusty.
Did we ever get rid of your back chair?
We
Oh,
did.
no.
We did.
Okay.
Because it didn't work anymore. Because
No.
we tried it.
Yeah, I mean the Durst Manor got up and
Yeah.
tentacled away, so
Alright.
that's probably not valid
Was that
anymore.
ex-
Oh, okay, so
Was
we.
that explained? Was that a giant mimic? What was?
It was never explained.
It
Nope.
was some kind of eldritch horror that
Yeah.
was
Okay, it's
sprouted a bunch of
Barovia.
Cthulhu bullshit and took off.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Barovia.
Yeah, they've got fun in games now. Okay. So on that note,
to the bar?
to the bar, directly to the bar. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're kind of on crunch time, so yeah, to the bar.
Should we get the Burgermeister? He might be better at negotiating with them than us.
He's more familiar with them than we are, so yes.
Yeah.
Let's collect him on the way.
Cast my languages.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, had we had a long rest in between last session and this session?
Yeah.
So like,
Yes.
all my spell slots are here. The works.
Yep.
Magic. Thank you.
Yeah, you're full.
And once you cast Comprehend Languages, you realize that I've been cursing this entire time in Giant. Like, constantly. Just constantly swearing.
Just little bits
In
here and
Giant.
there.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Googa ball. I'm making
Yeah,
it up.
you're not allowed to say that again.
That is their word.
That was a good one. That was good. So you guys get to the bar, and you can see there's about 5 horses out here now, and 2 Vishtani are standing outside drinking and smoking while they're talking to each other as you guys roll up here.
Drinking, smoking, and talking. This sounds like a '90s rap album.
They're just
I'm all
like
about it.
having, they're just like jovially talking as
Sounds like
Eastmark comes up, and Eastmark's like, okay, let's just get in, tell them what we want, and we'll negotiate as we go. We'll pull up a chair around the table, and we'll just get to business. All right? He walks up and he's like, "Hey guys!" Tries to fist bump people, and they don't. And
Is he the mayor from Resident Alien by any chance?
I haven't seen Resident Alien in a while.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ben, the
Oh,
awkward
it's
ass
just
mayor.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just third Friday.
It did. Yeah, I'm not quite caught up to that point.
Um,
Anywho.
Anyways,
Anymore.
so like he gently like comes in and with you guys behind him, and they obviously all take notice. But when you guys are inside, the 3 ladies seem to be like having some sort of discussion in their own language with what looks like to be 3 other Vishtani men, and they're relatively heated. Some of these guys, and you can see that they've got like a lot of pack stuff on the other horses outside too. And the girls don't seem to be relenting. Like 2 of them are standing there like cross-armed, while the other one's sitting on the table with her feet up, and she's just kind of like letting him like yell at her. And what he's saying, he says like, "Your prices are ridiculous. I can't believe this bullshit. You know, we don't come to Barovia just to haggle all the way out here, you know, and have to deal with this. You know what the deal is. Like, you pay us this." You know, say numbers, and she goes, "Prices went up. I don't know what to tell you. You know, you're here now. You might as well deal."
The old captive market thing.
And he's not. He doesn't seem to be having it very much, and he wants to leave. He wants to take his stuff and go. And they're like, "Then step outside, walk, go somewhere else with your stuff. What are you gonna do? Hold on to it for several days longer? Your wares aren't good enough for that. You know, you know, where else are you gonna go? You're at the end of the line, man." You know, kind of stuff like that.
It's real in Barovia.
Yeah, they're not. They're not really dealing. You know, they've already agreed to pay for like the alcohol, but they won't like take these other goods this guy has.
Oh, okay.
Like but he won't let them unload the alcohol until they come down. Or something.
On price, yeah.
Yeah.
That they've already.
So they're kind of just sitting around waiting when you walk in. And Eastmark, when they leave, he's just standing there like this. He just points to the girls, and they just look at him like, They just kind of like go back. They all sit down and just start drinking and talking to each other, and he's like, "Well, I tried.
Good job.
Don't I? That's it's a hard time for over here."
He decided to shoot his shot, but he was rolling at disadvantage. Language barrier is a tough one.
He starts to turn to walk away, and they go, "Lesser, what did you need?" He sits down. Wanted to buy a horse. A horse for just you? So you can leave us alone forever? So we can run the town by ourselves? Huh? No. It was for Irene. He gestures to you guys behind him.
I wave awkwardly.
So you need 5 horses? Just, well, maybe 3 is fine. 3 horses?
Probably a horse team and a wagon.
She hears you and she goes, "A horse team and a wagon." A wagon would be nice, yes. Single wagon? Probably be enough for all of you. You're looking to get out of town, Eastmark, and leave forever? No. I'm just trying to protect my sister. Eastmark, you're not telling us everything, are you? You don't need to know everything. You only need to know that I need a horse and a carriage. You need 2 horses for a carriage, Eastmark. Unless that horse is gigantic. I need 2 horses and a carriage. Oh, spice. The lesser is becoming the greater. I would like to purchase a carriage, please. And 2 horses. And 2 horses! Yes.
Very literally minded people.
Oh, yeah. You know what I want. You know what I'm after. Just
Should we ask?
tell me what you want for it, and I'll pay.
Should we ask for reins and a bridle too? Like how detailed do we have to get here?
Right. I think it's sort of like gin rules, right?
Yeah.
Where if you don't wish for something very specifically, you're screwed.
Right, right.
Yeah. So,
They whisper to each other in Vishtani, saying, "You really think he's, gonna just like take us up on anything? You think? I bet we could get anything we want from this guy. You know, honestly, we might even be able to ask for the entire town." Tell you what, Eastmark, you pay us 1,000 gold and we'll get you anything you want with a carriage and the horses. All the equipment to go with it. Eastmark's just like, that's unreasonable. I'm not really sure. But you can't afford it, Eastmark. It's not that. It's not that. I'll figure it out. I just don't think that that's worth it.
I interrupt and I pull out a rug. Like, we have this rug.
It is a rug.
It's a rug.
It's rug.
What do you think?
That's what we should call you, East Rug.
Are the guys still in the bar?
What?
Are the guys still in the bar?
Uh-huh.
Can I approach them?
Yeah, definitely.
there you go.
So, I heard around town that you guys are trying to sell some stuff.
You hear him say in his own language, "Short man. Rare around here." Yes, sir. We are trying to sell some stuff to these Kehyacha, which that doesn't translate.
No equivalent in common.
Well, I don't know about here, but I hear that you desperately need supply. supplies of cress. And we'd be happy to escort you there.
He turns to his guys. He's like, "We don't go to Kresk. No need. Kresk is infamous. Nothing for us."
I would. Do you mind if I pop over? Okay. So at this point, Gerhardt would slide up next to Dwindle. Their eyes are already looking at Dwindle level, and so they've just kind of hidden Gerhardt's
Listen,
crotch height.
I don't know what you're after, but we don't need anything. Hell, this is our last stop before we are out of here. We're just trying to collect.
Now, I get the sense that you were having a disagreement with the lady folk over there. Is that correct? About where was the friction? What was your pain point?
They want too much.
You want too much, so you're having trouble offloading your goods here, yes?
Yes. You
What?
look at this shithole town.
Have you considered, now I don't know why you haven't gone any further down the main road, and there may be reasons that you know that I don't, and I'd love to know what they are. But have you considered pushing further down the road to Valaki? You might find somebody more amenable there, that's not other Vistani, maybe, old bad blood.
He turns to the other guy and he's like, "We just came from Valaki." You recognize the word Valaki when he says it to him in a different tone.
Right, and not having Dwindle's benefit of the comprehend languages
Yes.
thing. I would take that as an affirmative. So, what do you think?
Then I walk over to the ladies.
Valaki is not on the list of directions we are heading.
Well, it was worth a try. Just wanted to see if I could help you and perhaps help us in return, but
It's just a matter of time before they say yes. They always act this way.
understandable.
Then I walk over to the ladies and tell E-Smarts that they have agreed to take us to Valaki.
Oh, wonderful. So we don't need them? Oh. She seems a little taken back. Ha! And he runs over to the guys at the counter and he just grabs his hand. He's like, "Thank you. Thank you so much." And he's just like, "Well, it's been good." He says, he says, "What the fuck?" And then E-Smart just steps outside and he goes and waits by the pack.
He's all ready to go.
Yeah. They seem to be whispering to each other now. You have to make a perception check to hear what they say.
The groups are whispering to each other, or
The ladies
are whispering to each other, yeah.
18.
Solid.
Okay, so she goes, "Just take whatever he offers. Just say, what do you have on you now? And just take it. Just say yes. Be nice to have something new to trade." Well, alright, before they end up getting out and leave, we miss that opportunity. We still need that alcohol, sister. Yes, you're right. Okay. Let's just get through this today and then next time we cut throats. One moment. Burgomaster. You sure you want to travel with a bunch of sweaty merchants you don't know? When you could just travel in style with your own carriage? He turns to you, Wendell. Wendell, what did they ask for in exchange?
They don't want much. They just want protection.
That sounds like a really good deal. But that doesn't sound like Vishnani.
But why would they want protection?
Why would they want this?
So they're probably in danger.
No,
So
they must
probably
lie
avoid
to
it.
you. They're leaving the city. They're leaving the area. They won't be anywhere around Strahd.
I still have rug.
You're still holding it to girls?
Yeah,
You say to
I'm
girls?
still holding it.
What else you got, big guy?
Rug
Is that all you have to offer?
for now.
We got this really nice doll.
What's your sleight of hand?
He's like,
I did
he
pretty
looks at
high,
you and he
actually.
goes, "Listen, friend, I think they're lying to you."
+6.
And They may
Oh,
be
yeah,
taking
yes,
you
I
for a
remember,
lock.
sure.
They don't want protection. They want to rob us. He says this
No.
really quietly.
I hadn't even thought about that.
I believe I'm such a fool. Touch the hands of that fool.
So we should probably go talk to these ladies.
All right, let's go back to yes. All right, girls. He leans on the table. Okay. Master negotiation phase. We have a few trinkets that you may have never seen before that we wish to offer in exchange for the carriage and the 2 horses.
And the accompanying gear.
And the accompanying gear. Alright, he's back at the table. What should we say yes to? When is enough enough? Let's put the pressure on and see where he stops. Ladies, I have here a necklace from my father. And he puts a little cardboard thing or like wooden little box on the table that's got like this nice like pendant necklace that has it's a locket with a picture of him and his sister. I have a rare family heirloom, you see. You can tell by the design how old it is, and he just goes into detail about it now. What else? This is surely not enough. Okay, alright. Fellas, I need you.
Rug.
We have this
Provides a rug.
very special rug.
You have a lock.
The girl, one of the girls
Yeah,
looks
hang
at
on
it and
to
she
that.
goes,
I don't know what's
fold
in
it.
Hold it.
Yeah. Well, it looks like an old Vishtani design, one I have not seen in many years. Nice to have that back. Oh, back. Rug. Dirty rug. But rug. He's nice. Looks good.
Very nice dirty rug. You clean up well.
What else?
We've got the little set of ivory
There's
figurines.
5 of you.
We
Not counting the girl.
We could throw in these ivory figurines for, say, 3 days food.
Maybe. Okay. Put anything on the table you think is equivalent value, and I'll tell you when to stop. And we can talk.
I just put down the 2 things that I mentioned, and that way we have some. I don't know how much. I don't know how
They
much food
just-
you guys have, but I don't have a
They
ton
just
left.
look at the stuff. They just look at the stuff, and the guys at the table over there don't even. They're not even paying attention to you
Yeah.
guys at all. Just so you know. Irina comes over and she takes the sword she had and she sets it on. I may not have been in the group, but I can see what's going on. And family heirloom should stay with the family heirloom. She looks at Ismark. She gestures at the necklace. Thank you, sister. They kind of perk at the sword. The one picks it up and she unsheaths it gently and then puts it back. It's good quality. This is still not enough. You know, Vishtani horses are well trained. They are also very, very good packing, even without the carriage. And the ones that have to be trained to haul a carriage, they are even more expensive. And Vishtani wagons are also very, very well made, and they come furnished with all sorts of different comforts. Oh. You would be wise to put more on the table before we say no.
Vishtani wagons are just knockoff Waterdeep wagons. I don't think they're that nice.
The dude at the bar like hears that and he's like, boss, no, not at all. You can't even live in those wagons. He's saying this all in Vishtani, and the other 2 guys that are with him are like just holding him back for theater. You could see this like large well dressed like Charlie. It's like he's not having it. And the girls are kind of enjoying him getting riled
Yeah, I think what we have on the table would more than pay for it, unless it is a real Waterdeep wagon, which it is not.
Your Waterdeep comforts are... They pale in comparison to what these wagons. I tell you. We need at least a bit more, I assure you. This is close, okay? This is close, but something from the other three of you, perhaps? I'm sure you can think of something.
Pastries.
You don't even consider it.
Okay.
Under no circumstances would he part with the precious.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what we didn't offer yet, that we know of, is the vase and the lockbox.
Yeah, so I would lead with the vase because we don't know what's in the lockbox yet, and this is not an episode of Storage Wars.
Right.
I don't want to give them something sight unseen.
Silver dagger from Emil from the Rotten Apple Inn way back at first adventure.
I have a magic ring.
You offer up the silver dagger. Oh shit.
Yeah. That got their attention though.
You throw that on there, and they're like, one of them picks it up. She goes, silver, she says in Vishtan. The other one tries to choke back her amazement really quickly, and she sets it on there. And you do what?
I offer my magic ring.
You offer your magic ring.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out what it did?
Acid resistance.
Oh.
It's running into acid, so.
You set this ring down, and she's like, is there some sort of attachment that you have to this ring?
It's very valuable to me.
Was that a different silver dagger than the one I got?
It's protected me many times.
When we asked for
And
more
if
money,
you don't accept
and
the steal,
he had his dagger,
you might
and told him to toss him the dagger with it.
Okay. First I know
Is it a threat?
because I have a silver dagger in my
Or is it a
inventory.
warning?
I'm trying to figure out if that was from that or something else.
I think it's more of like a friendly notice. I don't think Dwindle is trying to threaten you.
It's hard to feel threatened by such a small man.
It's a small dagger.
It's kind of a short sword for him, so maybe you could trade accordingly. We just scale everything to Dwindle.
Alright. The girls talk for a quick second. I think this is where we say yes. Yes. I don't want to give up a dagger. It's very useful. Alright. We'll give you what you need. Sister, head out of town, go get the wagon, grab the horses. Done. One leaves. The other one collects some things, and also collects the things on the table and also leaves. Eastmark watches as his valuables walk away from him. And he breathes out a heavy sigh. He turns to Irina and he said, for you, sister, I'll do anything I can. I'll give up anything. It's only a thing. What's more important? And he holds her hand. She places her hand on his shoulder and he puts his hand on hers. After a while, two horses and a nice wagon come outside.
An okay wagon.
It's nice. It has like cloths on the inside. It's all decorated and it's got like it's relatively designed for comfort. Like it's got like seating inside, like cushions that are like sewn into the like these ropes that like run through it, so that you have like permanent seating essentially. And it can hold at least 6 people for sure on the inside, and one driver. Comfortably, it could hold 4, but it can handle 6.
Oh, and plus we're gonna have so this wagon does it have like a buckboard seat on the front, like for 2?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So we'd have the driver and somebody on watch, and then we'd have space in the wagon for anybody else. So
Yeah.
we're all good on that front.
Yeah.
It's you can see that it's got spaces for like hooking things in the ceiling to like hang stuff. It's also got like 2 trunks under the seats that you can store things in. So now you have a Vistani wagon and 2 horses.
And a bridle.
It did say all the associated gear.
Who
And
wants to do
3 days ration.
Who wants to roll horse names like online, like find random?
I'll
horse
do it
name
right
generator,
now. Hang on, I got it.
and that'll be the horse's name.
Yep.
ChatGPT.
No,
You
no,
don't trust AI?
no, I want a. No, hang on. Well, I don't trust AI for a bunch of reasons, but
Yeah, Mario Kart AI, rubber banding.
from TexanSaddles.com.
Figure they probably have good names.
2 words. The first one is Titan Spirit,
Okay.
and the second one is Moose Quest.
I love Moose Quest. That sounds
Moose
like
Quest is way better. Can I re-roll Titan Spirit? Because
Yeah.
that sounds too serious for me. Oh, damn it. That's actually my favorite so far. So we've got Moose Quest and Jet Wrangler.
Jet Wrangler.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So we've got our 2 horses, Moose Quest and Jet Wrangler. We've got our little rolling home. And the supplies.
Now Vistani horses don't come with saddles.
Yeah.
They come with carpets over top their backs.
Okay. Well, we didn't plan on riding the horses.
But
anyways.
but that is what
We have the
they
option.
use. Yes, that is what they use to ride.
Yeah, they ride a soft saddle like native style.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And so Eastmark kind of like he climbs in. He's like, "Let's start our adventure."
You ever been on an adventure before, Eastmark?
No.
Well, okay, so I'm going to explain something to you that I could possibly explain on the way, but no, better to do this now. An adventure is mostly somebody else in very deep shices, very far away. It's something you read about.
Yes.
Parts of this are going to be kind of unpleasant. Not that you exactly living the life of the proverbial Riley at the
I mean,
moment,
the
but
Strahd's minions are everywhere outside the city.
yes,
But with this, at least we'll get there and within a day.
that strikes you as adventurous. Can you fight? I don't believe we ever covered that.
I could fight a bit.
You can fight.
Yes,
a
I
bit.
was fighting back those wolves before they so callously took me down.
Well, your sister gave the Vishtani ladies the sword. Do you have other weapons of your own?
Nope.
Fascinating.
That's okay. I can drive the horses.
Excellent. We're going to have that chatty taxi driver.
No,
I
you'll never even know I'm there.
somehow doubt that.
Do we have anybody sitting shotgun?
We take shift sitting shotgun. It makes sense to me. We rotate, people in perspectives, and nobody's exposed to the radiation for too long.
There's a hatch. There's a hatch on the top of this that you can
Yeah.
open.
You just pop out of the top. So I really want a turret gunner dwindle out of the top. Just hold it up.
Eldritch Blast.
Yes,
Eldritch Blast.
Wonderful. Where Gerhardt could probably stand up and stick like his head and shoulders, like arms out.
I suggest you go away.
All right. So
Yeah. So I think at that point, if we've got our supplies, everything looks like it's in order. Yeah, we haven't clearly been swindled in some way.
you haven't been swindled by the dwindle.
Okay.
Not you.
Can't swindle the dwindle. Except when you can. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
as you
Let's-
say, this is our adventure.
head down the old Spalitz Road, and once we cross the Ivlis River, we'll be in the Spalitz Woods for a while. So be on your guard. Without Vishtani around us, we may become attacked. But we have a Vishtani wagon. I know. I should wear some bright and colorful Vishtani garb.
Don't do that.
No. Hear him out. Let's hear him out. I think that's a good idea, but I think he waits to do that before we leave town, because if he comes back having been the regular guy that dressed up in Vishtani clothes, those women are going to light into him.
That's fair. But also, if he is driving and we pass other Vishtani and he doesn't answer in Vishtani,
Do you know any words of Vishtani at all? Like something you could say in passing, maybe?
I don't know.
You might remember the swear word he used against the women.
Gas.
Gossick. Some whatever.
Yeah. I
Whatever
mean,
one
he's
they said.
smart. Does he know any Vishtani?
He knows some
And he
Vishtani,
works
yes.
with- Okay, cool. So
Okay.
we're probably good with that idea.
Found out you were lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So so you guys end up, so he gets some fanciful clothes, you know. He takes like some linens and stuff, and he dresses himself up a bit on after you guys head out, or he gets them to dress up. You guys start leaving town. As you guys leave town, you can see that the road is relatively empty for just heading down. You can see where it starts to enter off into the woods, and it goes over top of a wooden bridge to cross the river. As soon as you guys cross that river, across that bridge, which the bridge is relatively well maintained, it doesn't seem to be like left to rot. You know, you're only like 2 miles out of town, or a mile out of town, excuse me, from here, which is taking you a bit by horse and carriage.
So just so I don't have to keep pausing your narration, I'm recording every nook and cranny, anything like every bridge, every mountain, every hill, every
Yeah.
town we pass by. I'm trying to have a decent map of this place.
Okay, great. As soon as you guys cross the entrance to the to the woods, the thick woods, seems to be just like encompassing this road, like almost just like it just creates so much shade within it that it's dark. However, for as foggy as it is out, the sun is up enough that it's still bright out. You know, so it's actually like a relatively nice day in Barovia time. He dons his garb, and he's like, okay, just stay down or stay in, something. Watch through the side windows, you know? Anything happens, I'll scream.
His high-pitched girl voice.
So yeah,
He's
so you guys go in, and you start entering the woods. It's relatively quiet. The wagon rocks and it's rickety as you guys sit in here, and Irina just sits in the back, and she just has her hands folded, and she just seems like she's just lost in thought sitting here. Occasionally looking, glancing at the four of you as you guys are in here. Is that Kia?
Yep.
Close that door, please. I don't want her in there.
She's already in
Close it
there.
all.
Oh, shit, I don't want her in there. She tries to poop in my room. Oh, good. That back door's locked. That's good.
Thank you, ma'am. Get out of here.
So Irina, as she sits there, she glances at all of you guys. She's like, "So,
Sorry, miss.
why are you guys here? Why did you really want to help us?"
I just look at her. And what was the story behind the sword? Why did that move them so dramatically when they saw that? Was there a history to that we need to know about?
It signifies who the burgomaster is.
Oh,
Does that mean by default that the Vishtani lady is now the new burgomaster?
or at least could pretend to be.
Smart gave up the town for me.
Is that what that
Oh, wow.
That's a whole different game of balls. I don't.
Could have kept the rug.
Yeah.
He's not the
He's
Fellows are strange.
I assure you, you don't know the half of it.
I like your company. You're very funny.
I think the funny thing's great, except when, serious business needs to be conducted and we end up having the cut-ups anyways.
Mr. Darius there seems to be enjoying those strange pastries that the old woman.
Yeah, do you know anything about the pastries? Because he's been getting kind of neck scratchy about them ever since.
Anybody that eats them seems to go mad.
That fits. Yeah.
Well, he showed up slightly tilted on his axis already, so I don't know if...
No changes.
I think that old woman is some sort of witch. That's all.
That is the vibe I got, but I also didn't want to piss off a witch at the same time.
But being in a new town,
Turn
you
my
want to piss
toes
off the
into
first witch you see.
turn my toes into lizard tails or something insane
We used
like
to be
that.
able to turn her away, at least about a year ago. But then that strange man came and recruited everybody in town to go fight Strahd, and got all of our young men killed, basically, in that attack.
That was the mysterious wizard.
Yes. Yes.
The fight in front of the castle. How did that fail?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
As far as I know, as far as I know, Doru was the only one who came back.
He's got a castle. He probably has real soldiers, or all of the assorted night creatures we've seen floating around. I mean, outnumbered and outclassed, but it sounds like it sucks.
I'm not sure what this is going to be.
It's very
I
basic.
was gonna say I knew stuff was getting real because like the tempo was picking up. I'm
It
like,
says
oh god.
Jeff something remastered.
Oh.
This isn't the original Jeff.
No, not that it's remastered, Jeff.
We've remastered Jeff.
Sorry, where were we?
Doru.
Doru. He was the only one that returned that I saw. There have been others that I've heard of. Nobody I know. He recruited people from all over the area before he went on that attack. The Vistani weren't around for quite some time, but then after it ended, they came back.
How long did it last for?
It was only the fight. It maybe lasted the day, but they were gone for weeks. I'm not sure what happened. Whoever he was seemed very powerful. 6 o'clock.
So it is.
Do we want to quit or are we going to keep going?
I'm good.
I gotta walk my dog in the duck park.
Right now?
Yeah. So you're the kids do it. So.
Okay.
Well, your kids are very small, though.
Well,
7 months.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
my, yes, I think we'll call it there.
Yeah, we got out of Barovia Village, I think.
Yep.
You guys are inside a wagon?
In motion.
Very good. I think that was good.
Yeah, that's a decent
We got
amount of progress.
out of town.
Yep.